told to push, and he's answering the call from the garage. So
he's actually
held on to it beautifully.
Done a nice job, hasn't he? That he's right on the ragged edge at the moment. He's going to have to be careful. As I said before, he does have a sentence hanging over him, and they've asked him just to. Dave Stewart, Jimmy Stone, they're enjoying it.
And now Shane's got the lights on.
I think the problem with this horse is that they have to woe him down a little bit rather than G him up. Van Gisbergen is showing signs of plenty of pace. He's done a couple of things this weekend that have required the driving standards observer just to woe him back a bit.
I'd much rather see the giddy up than the woe, thanks.
With Ross Stone. Hey, your young boy's all right, isn't he?
Ooh. Yeah, he's going good. Sort of a rough weekend for him. No results to speak of, but no, he's going good. He's got good speed, and we're looking forward to the rest of the year.
Well, we'll leave it there. Bridie's just gone off, boys.
Yeah, he has, up at turn 5. Gibbo.
Rick Kelly, and looking at the body language on that car, it's sliding around a bit more in the rear than it was in race 2. And I look back at my notes from talking to him, and he said, we're going to try and make the car turn a little better for this last race, and I'll just deal with the, if it gets oversteery, I'll deal with it with my right foot. Well, I think maybe we've gone just a little bit too far, and it's just hurt the tyres at the back end of the race.
That move that you saw put Shane Van Gisbergen into 10th and Ingle back to 11th.
Trouble here for Kane Scott in the wall. Turn 3. Safety car, no doubt, with 3 laps to go. That's assuming he can't start it and get it out of there. Now, that's a very awkward spot.
He's the first to go in that short. Oh, okay, so he's still found the concrete, but didn't carry maximum pace into there. A lot of the guys that have had trouble have gone much deeper into that turn. And Kane Scott throws up another interesting scenario. 2 full laps to go. Yellow flags.
And the race director, Tim Schenken, doesn't like to deploy safety cars when there's only a very limited amount of racing to run. Doesn't like the race to finish under yellow. So we've got double yellows down there. And it looks as though he's going to take the risk. Once he lets cars go by racing like that, I'd say that he's going to take the risk to let the event run. It is off the racing line there, and we haven't seen any other cars, certainly in the V8 Supercar field. I've not seen any cars in that spot, so it's probably a good decision. A little hard in that. I thought for sure that that would trigger the safety car, but it hasn't. So Tanda, just a whisker over 1 second margin to Richards, who's now eased away from Courtney. There's been much between these 3 guys across the weekend.
And in the battle that we were watching earlier between Kelly and Winterbottom, the last lap, Rick Kelly in 4th.
Last lap, they are leaving that car there. That car is through the wall.
It was about 2 or 3 tenths of a second quicker than Winterbottom. There they are, still going at it for 4th and 5th. Coulthard heading for his best finish in a V8 Supercar race.
Lowndes is certainly threatening behind Coulthard at the moment as well.
There's some kind of performance from Fabian Coulthard to come here with all the distractions that goes on with being a local at a brand new event. And he's managed to put 3 top 10 efforts in. 9 out of the 12 staff members at Paul Cruikshank Racing at Kiwis. I reckon there's going to be a party once they pack up tonight. But really, this weekend has completely belonged to this man, Garth Tander. The 2007 V8 Supercar champion has been unflappable and unstoppable since we got off to a start in race 1 of the Hamilton 400. They've come to a new circuit and they have delivered beautifully. He's a road warrior, and it's a clean sweep. Stephen Richards, the ultimate accumulator. From pole, he ended up with a 3rd in race 1, a 2nd in race 2, and another second here in race 3. James Courtney, a very consistent weekend. That's what they wanted from him at Stone Brothers Racing. That's what he's delivered. Rick Kelly is the new championship leader. Craig Lowndes goes up inside the top 10. It was a tough weekend for some old campaigners in Russell Ingall and Mark Scaife, and the youngsters like Michael Patrizzi making his V8 Supercar debut.